Arrival Rock. On October 22nd, 1840, Mother Theodore and her 5 companions first stepped upon the soil of St. Mary of the Woods. After more than 3 months of travel by ship, riverboat, and stagecoach, the sisters heard the words from Father Buteau. "Come down, sisters, we have arrived." In St. Mother Theodore's own words, what was our astonishment to find ourselves still in the midst of the forest, no village, not even a house in sight. Our guide, having given orders to the driver, led us down into a ravine, whence we beheld through the trees on the other side a frame house with a stable and some sheds. "There," he said, "is the house where the postulants have a room, and where you will lodge until your house is ready." Log Cabin Chapel. Having just survived a 6-hour journey from Terre Haute in a rainstorm, the sisters made their way in silence down a deep ravine to a crude log dwelling that served as church and home to their chaplain, Father Buteau. Once inside, they wept in joyous thanksgiving for their safe journey. St. Mother Theodore recorded her first impressions of this chapel. "The church. I send you a picture. Yes, dear friends, that is the dwelling of the God of the universe. In comparison, the stables wherein you shelter your cattle are palaces. There it is that every day the Lamb of God is offered up, a sacrifice for the living and the dead. There he reposes night and day in a small custode in which the priest can scarcely put his 2 fingers. No tabernacle, no altar, for what can the name of altar be given to 3 planks forming a table 40 inches long, supported by 2 stakes driven into the ground? That is all, for there are no altar cards, no stand for the missal. In fine, nothing but what I have mentioned. This, then, is the church of this place, which is also our chapel. It serves, moreover, as the dwelling of the priest, and still it is only about 13 feet wide and 15 feet long." St. Anne Shell Chapel. Mother Theodore returned to France to secure funds in 1843 when arson destroyed the sisters' barns, farm implements, and harvest. On her return voyage, her ship was caught in a storm. Fearing that death was imminent, Mother Theodore prayed to St. Anne, the patron saint of Breton sailors. Immediately the ship righted and the sea calmed. Upon her safe return to the woods, Mother Theodore built this chapel. When the original logs began to erode, the chapel was reconstructed with stones. Completed in 1876, this chapel is the oldest structure on campus. Its walls are lined with shells from the Wabash River. Convent Cemetery. Simple gravestones mark the final resting place of more than 2,100 great women who dedicated their lives to serving others as Sisters of Providence. The Celtic cross, chosen to honor Mother Theodore's Breton roots, marks where some of Mother Theodore's remains rest. The stones closest to Mother Theodore are her 5 companions. The taller stones are general superiors, and the tallest stones are chaplains. Sisters from the same family of origin rest next to each other. The graves to the southwest mark the remains of sisters who have been cremated. The monument on the north end of the cemetery lists the names of sisters buried elsewhere. Our Lady of Lourdes Grotto. During World War I, Mother Mary Cleophas Foley prayed for peace and pledged to build a grotto similar to the famous Our Lady of Lourdes in France should the war end before December 8, 1918, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. When peace was declared on November 11, 1918, construction on the grotto began. The stone upon which the statue rests is from Lourdes, France. After nearly a decade, the grotto was consecrated February 11, 1928. Outdoor Stations of the Cross. Designed in Italy and erected in 1938, these 14 bronze stations represent the journey Jesus made toward his death. The stations begin and end near the gates of the cemetery. Outdoor Labyrinth. Labyrinths are ancient symbols of journey and spiritual renewal, dating perhaps to 4500 BC or earlier. These beautiful patterns have been rendered in tile floors, stone pathways, and dirt. From a distant perspective, a labyrinth appears to be a maze of winding paths. However, a labyrinth is a single path with one opening serving as both beginning and end. There are no dead ends, and there is no way to be lost. A labyrinth is designed to lead people along a path, and in doing so, allow for a prayerful and meditative journey. The labyrinth has been called a transformational spiritual tool. It is known to aid people in healing, releasing grief, letting go, praying and meditating, letting in, through God's guidance. The labyrinth is a tool, guiding one through problems in life, providing clearer thinking, enhancing times of celebration and gratitude. The current Sisters of Providence Labyrinth, located in Sacred Heart Grove just south of Owens Hall, is simply constructed. Bricks set into the soil outline the design, and the pathway is covered in recycled rubber mulch. At the entrance to this labyrinth is a memorial stone with a prayer from Sister Julie Kramer's journal, which reads, "Lord, help me to let go in the ways you wish, in order that I might accept more fully those gifts you wish to give me." White Violet Center for Eco-Justice. Established in 1996, the White Violet Center for Eco-Justice, a ministry of the Sisters of Providence, is a working organic farm centered around teaching, caring, and inspiring for all creation. The center provides opportunities for persons to participate in creating systems that support justice and sustainability locally and globally. Through organic agriculture, eco-justice education, and social advocacy, White Violet Center strives to promote an awareness and way of living which support all life. At the White Violet Center for Eco-Justice, you'll find a herd of alpacas, chickens, 300 acres of state-certified organic farmland, bees, a berry patch, a bluebird trail, and classified forest. In support of sustainable living and to generate revenue, the sisters sought a no-kill animal that was easy to manage and kind to the earth. In 1998, alpacas were chosen because they are gentle creatures and their fiber is valuable. Alpaca byproduct is used to fertilize the gardens. Church of the Immaculate Conception. More than 21 years in the making, the Italian Renaissance church was completed in 1907. Patterned after the Holy Trinity Church in Paris, France, this architectural wonder was built to honor Mother Theodore's dream to one day have a church like the ones she left behind in France. The exterior is constructed with Indiana limestone. Marble from 4 regions of the world are found throughout the church: Africa, Greece, Italy, and the United States. The paintings on either side of the sanctuary, on the ceiling, and the fresco of the semi-dome were created by Thaddeus de Zukatinski, a Polish immigrant artist. The gallery is home to a Convent organ from Canada with 1,700 pipes. Designs for the stained glass windows were created by the sisters and based on stories from sacred scriptures. The windows were fashioned in the Royal Bavarian Art Studios in Munich, Germany. Nearly destroyed in the Providence Convent fire of 1889, the church under construction was saved when a near miracle shifted the wind and drove the flames away. The interior of the church was renovated in 1986 in accordance with liturgical norms of Vatican II. Marble from the high altar was used for the altars, lectern, presider's chair, and the holy water font. Blessed Sacrament Chapel. Upon arrival of the French sisters at St. Mary of the Woods in 1840, their first act was a visit to the Blessed Sacrament in a poor little woodland chapel. Mother Theodore's wish for a special chapel to honor Christ present in the Eucharist moved toward fruition when Mother Mary Cleophas Foley met with Pope Pius X in 1913 and received permission to build the Blessed Sacrament Chapel. The chapel was completed in 1924. Designed in Italian Renaissance style, the altar is carved from one solid piece of pure white Carrara marble that weighs 8,000 pounds. The stained glass windows were created in the Royal Bavarian Art Studios in Munich, Germany, with few images so that the worshippers are not distracted from prayer. The Sisters of Providence have spent thousands of hours praying for the needs of the world in this chapel, and they continue this special devotion today. National Shrine of Our Lady of Providence. Devotion to Mary under the title Our Lady of Providence began in Italy in the 1700s. Devotion to Our Lady of Providence came to the United States after a chaplain of the Sisters of Providence of St. Mary of the Woods, Indiana, Monsignor A.J. Rawlinson, saw a reproduction of Mater Divinae Providentiae at Catholic University of America. The original work, Mater Divinae Providentiae, was painted by Scipione Pulzone around 1580. During a trip to Rome in 1925, Rawlinson gathered historical information on the devotion to Our Lady of Providence and then brought back prints of the painting to St. Mary of the Woods. When the sisters received this painting from their chaplain, they titled it Our Lady of Providence, Queen of the Home, and dedicated this shrine to strengthening the family through prayer. At the request of Mother Mary Cleophas Foley, a copy of Mater Divinae Providentiae was painted by Pompei Cosia. On May 1, 1925, the National Shrine of Our Lady of Providence was canonically erected at St. Mary of the Woods, with the purpose of encouraging families to make Mary Queen of their homes. A confraternity of Our Lady of Providence was erected, and later a certificate of affiliation of the American Confraternity was established with the Archconfraternity in Rome. Today, the sisters receive thousands of requests to pray for families all over the world. Shrine of Saint Mother Theodore Guerin. The Shrine of Saint Mother Theodore Guerin is the final resting place of Saint Mother Theodore, Saint Theodora, the foundress of the Sisters of Providence of Saint Mary of the Woods. The shrine, opened in October 2014, has been designed to represent Mother Theodore's journey from France to Saint Mary of the Woods, Indiana. The first room, the French Foundation, represents the world Mother Theodore left behind when she came to America. The next room replicates the cramped quarters in which the sisters survived the storms and dangers of their 6-week crossing of the Atlantic Ocean. Present in that room are a piece of Mother Theodore's luggage and her book of Psalms. Moving into the forest area, we see the branches from our woods overhead and Mother Theodore's wood and leather sabots, garden shoes. The many hardships and struggles of the early years are represented in the table and chairs and the actual cross worn by Mother Theodore in the next area. Mother Theodore's unshakable belief in providence did not waver despite language barriers, disrespect of women and the Catholic faith, arson, and false accusations. The chapel is the final resting place of Saint Mother Theodore. Truly, there we are immersed into the holy. Leaving the chapel, we are given a glimpse into the realization of Mother Theodore's vision as she began her mission in America. We are introduced to the establishment of over 200 schools, the development of a mission in China, the mission of teaching in more than 200 schools in the United States, District of Columbia, South America, and Asia, and the growth of the initial academy into St. Mary of the Woods College. And it doesn't end there. The story of Saint Mother Theodore and that ministry of the Sisters of Providence continue to grow every day. What began in the Indiana wilderness more than 175 years ago with 6 valiant women lives on in thousands of women and men who continue to engage in acts of love, mercy, and justice.